Topic number 2 then is going to be you. I'll do this again, the right-hand man.
Yeah.
Are you tensing?
I am now. I've been waiting for that the last 15, 20 minutes. I was like, come on, James, touch me.
We're going to do Ori's topic instead.
Ori's topic.
What's your topic? He likes bones.
What's your topic,
I
Ori?
like bones.
Do you like dog?
Do you like bone?
Much dog.
Human. What do you talk about?
Such topic.
When walking, what is your favourite thing to pee on?
He's not took his eyes off now. He's just like, what are you doing?
All the
Like
things.
a knee board. All right. No.
Okay, answer. Win.
Yeah. I'm going to add in, like, effects-wise at the end of this, I'm going to add a roar into that yawn just so it looks like a scream. Yeah, brilliant. I wanted to talk about it's more of a discussion on the family gaming experience, because it's something as a child, when multiplayer first became a thing, it was huge, and there was a lot of games, a lot of board games moving to console, a lot of these multiplayer group gaming experiences, and they've kind of died down because multiplayer has now gone more from the living room to online.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are now playing with headsets rather than with the person next to them, which just kind of took away from these classic group games that you used to play. You don't get as many, it's like, to refer to Mario Kart, if someone were going to make a racing game like that, they'd make it online 32 player. They wouldn't design it so you can sit and play in the same room.
At PSX, this just last weekend, there was a couple of games from kind of less well-known developers and stuff like that were coming out and saying, and we have got couch multiplayer, and the massive cheers from the crowd, because that's actually a big deal now.
I think couch games are going to come back big time.
They have to.
I think it's with the seasons, because as soon as you get to Christmas, that's times where families come together, friends come together, they start getting time off work. Like, Christmas is probably the one day of the year or that period where me and my siblings and family will play games together in the same room. And I distinctly remember, like, last year, the year before, where we used to have these Christmas parties, so my grandparents had come over, our family members, and we played stuff like Seen It on the Xbox 360. We'd set the Xbox 360 up because Seen It, we've got the buzzers, we've got the expansion packs, we've got the extra games, and we'd sit as a family in teams of like 3. And it got to the point where technically me playing was cheating because I played it that much. I knew every answer. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the time where they had millions and millions of questions. But I remember these times where you'd sit there with the buzzers and stuff like that, and you'd have like family members screaming over each other to try and get the answer, and they don't realise you've told you the answer, you're calling it in.
I do like Christmas games. Christmas games are the best. But like you say, I do think couch games are going to come back big time soon. Like you say, it could go with the seasons though. I don't know. I just think they are. I mean, when we went to EGX, I mean, Gang Beasts still stands out massively for me.
Gang Beasts is
And that is the ultimate
couch
couch game. I mean, we stood there for what, God knows how long, and we were literally just
Trying to
figure out what controls did what.
Yeah.
Is it coming to console?
It is coming to console.
Yeah, it's been announced for PS4, at least. I don't know about the Xbox.
Me and James went to the after party.
Yes, you did, yeah.
That went off
yeah.
when we got there.
And they
Party fiends.
They used Gang Beasts as pretty much like a live performance, didn't they? Like they had the TVs and all set up on the stage, and had like teams come on. And we weren't teams, so it's individuals.
Yeah,
drunks
they
come
got
on
the stage and they played out, and like to have them all there, like it's a different atmosphere than when you're playing online.
Yeah.
It's
It's fun.
We were there. We were like maybe 4 or 5 minutes in, and we were shouting. Like, we were getting proper hilarious. But yeah, like it's just different atmosphere when you sat there with a headset on. Like you can shout, but
it's not the same, is it?
There isn't actually online multiplayer in that, by the way. I don't know if that's something they're going to add.
It's purposely just entirely
totally
land-based.
Good one, Gang Beasts.
Well done, Gang Beasts. I follow their
Gang Beasts
development.
That's my endorsement.
Team on Twitter.
Okay.
My official endorsement is just 2 thumbs up and I say the title of the game. Gang Beasts.
We're making that a gift that we're going to like put as a sticker on all games that we approve. It's going to be James. But no, I do want to play Gang Beasts. It just reminds me of third-person shooters, first-person shooters. Even if I have the option to play it on co-op, I'm going to play it split screen. So like Gears of War, I played co-op on split screen. Even look back, Kane and Lynch, I'd play split screen. Halo, I'd play split screen. Just because I found it a better experience rather than someone being in a different house. Sometimes you'd get a headset on and you'd play with like 4 people. But I think the experience itself, as you said, it's going to start making a resurgence.
Yeah. Me and Pal for a long time, once we had our 360s, we'd play Gears of War online sometimes, but the event was to go out to
someone's house.
and we'd sit there and play the whole thing. We played if like there was other people who wanted to play. In fact, we'd sit there and play Wingman. We'd play it online, but next to each other.
Yeah, well,
which was great.
We did the same with Castle Crashers, didn't we?
course
We completed the game in a whole
Yeah.
night, which was streamed on Twitch, by
hours,
the
I
way.
think, including the brawls that we did.
Yeah, the brawls.
It's much easier with the controller, by the way. I've tried since.
Is it?
You're not clawing the
I don't know. I
keyboard.
quite like the claws.
Man, I'll kick your ass with the controller, man. But we went through a phase of literally going into a game shop and going, what's co-op? What can I sit next to?
What can I
and
play in the co-op?
And we ended up with Army of Two, which actually turned out to be a really
Yeah, it
good game. The
was a
second
really
one,
good game.
yeah, but the first one we sat there and played. Man,
I
yeah.
felt Army of Two, absolute fantastic game. I just think it lacked in the mechanics department. It
was
just
very
felt,
basic, wasn't it?
it just felt like it wasn't as refined as it could have been. Like, if that game were made by Epic, well, the Gears of War team, for example, you can play Gears of War. It's a refined game. It feels
Super
like it's been
refined.
refined. Army of Two kind of felt a little bit bodged job towards the end.
Well, I did think that, but I also thought as well, the same as I thought, and I spoke to you about how I feel about Mad Max. It's the same as that. Mad Max was never really advertised as that AAA experience,
Yeah.
and it didn't give you that, but it gave you a little bit more than it advertised. And with Army of Two, it never tried.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They didn't tell you this is going to be the best game you've ever played, and we played it, and we had a good time.
Yeah.
And we didn't go in like a little bit with Fallout, where I put the disc in and thought, God, I've been waiting for this, and then maybe playing 5 or 6 hours because I just can't get into it. I can't live in there just yet. But Army of Two didn't make those promises, and we sat there and played the whole thing because of that.
Yeah.
I think, and that worked for me. For yourself, this probably isn't an area that you know too much about as PC gamers. I say gamers because now you play it on PC.
Yeah, now it's playing PC.
No,
Converted.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll have more to say.
Converted to the master race. Because all the other races are peasant-like.
Oh, God.
Consoles are cool, that's fine. No, to be fair, I mean...
At least my bios never stopped working unexpectedly.
Oh.
I got a PC. I'm just stoking the fire.
The thing, when the Wii came out, and there was that big rush for everyone to buy a Wii,
It's a great shout.
I'd pre-ordered.
Yeah.
I had my Wii, and it was awesome. I got it dead cheap as well. And we played the Wii one Christmas, and it was everything. And all we had was Wii Sports.
Yeah, that's all you needed.
Honestly, that's all you needed.
Only game you needed.
There was the bowling, it was the tennis.
Golf.
Yeah.
Technically the highest selling game of all time.
It was
after,
Really?
after Minecraft, but just because it came with the Wii and that sold like 100 million.
I think so.
Or whatever.
But it was just iconic. I mean, there was the fact that you could just stand there with something in your hand and pretend you can play tennis.
Yeah.
I mean, what better is that?
Yeah.
And there was the bowling as well, which is
Yeah.
good. But I just remember it was all sitting around, and there was it the running? You do the running as well? And
Yeah.
everyone's
Yeah,
dancing around your living room with the
Yeah.
controls. Perfect.
How many of those controllers probably ended up being
Oh, yeah.
slung
You see-
through,
like-
broke, smashed?
You see like the horror stories of like
Yeah.
kids throwing them at the TVs or
Yes.
something, or let go in them.
Yeah.
That's when I had to
We had
start
to
giving you the
strap
free
around.
week condom.
Yeah. When it first came out, it didn't come with the wrist strap that came with
Yeah,
it.
it
And
didn't
then
come with
afterwards,
that.
they
It
just
didn't
started
come-
giving them with the console.
It didn't come
Because
with
people were
silicone
throwing them
covering.
through windows into TVs,
Yeah.
they're hitting people in the face with it.
Well,
Slaps on
saying that when Xbox Connect came out, I was playing volleyball and the light shade did not last 10 minutes. It's
Like it.
The iToy on PlayStation, when that first came out, I remember I had an operation as a kid. It was on the side of my head, so I left hospital, gone home. We just had a PS2 and we bought
Explains
iToy. And my head was just—it's all in a bandage and stuff like that. I'd just one day out of hospital, I got home. My cousin's playing on the iToy and he's like dancing and he's chopping all these things.
Which brother?
No,
Won't matter for you guys.
it was my cousin. Yeah,
Your
actually.
cousin, sorry.
And he did a full-blown elbow into the side of my head because he's jumping around like a lunatic, and I'm there like just out of hospital on the
Back
floor,
to
now,
hospital.
cried like take me back.
There was the boxing as well, wasn't there? They had the
Yeah.
Wii boxing. Yeah.
God, that was great.
Yeah, it's great. You know what? We should get the Wii out.
I think everyone's
yeah.
got one. It's just in everyone's attic.
Yeah.
Everyone's
I've got
attic.
a box,
And they're all in separate pieces somewhere because there's so many different bits to it,
Yeah.
isn't there? So many different cables.
I've got a converter, so we can definitely do a recording or a film of us doing it.
Should be awesome.
Like that. We can do that.
I think the Wii was the epitome, in essence, of the modern family gaming experience. It just
definitely.
because it was seen as a gimmick, which it was.
Yeah.
No one ever really took it seriously. There was some game companies, so obviously like the Zelda series was on it. They brought Monster Hunter to it and things.
Yeah.
But
Which I think was actually a mistake.
yeah,
Yeah.
You don't put it there.
Don't try and make serious gaming on
Here's the hit. My
gimmicky
grandparents
sort
own a
of
Wii,
console.
so don't put Monster Hunter on that console. Look at your target audience.
Yeah.
yeah. And I think if they'd have they could still maybe be making those kind of games.
They could be making Wii Sports 10.
Yeah,
And
that's
still
fair.
complaining.
There was even the Wii Fit as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
my
was
parents
quite
bought the Wii
popular.
Fit and they loved it. Like they used they used to have like a day where they'd go on the Wii Fit every day at certain times, and they'd work out, which I thought was kind of
Had an
cool.
update so it could weigh your pets for you and stuff. So here's I know we're a little bit off topic now, and I'll bring you back in a second. The thing about the Wii and Nintendo's mistakes going forward is that everyone that bought a Wii doesn't need a new console after that, because the people who've got a Wii have got a Wii.
Yeah.
And the games that they want to play exist, and they're not concerned about the graphics, because else they would have gone to Microsoft or Sony.
Yeah.
So the Wii U tanked. I think it's only just sold more than the Dreamcast has in the Dreamcast's lifetime to this day. It's only just beaten that number.
The games they were bringing out, I remember that Zombie U. When that first came out, and I'm watching my friend play it, and he's holding this like
You know someone who
CR.
got a Wii U.
Yeah, he's playing on his
I don't know
CRT
anyone who's bought a
television
Wii
that
U.
he's got in his hands, and it's just it was absolute pants. And I'm like, this was a game I was kind of looking forward to, but as soon as someone said I'm putting it on the Zombie U exclusive, I'm like, the Wii, whatever it's called,
Wii U, yeah.
At that point, I was just like, I can't take this seriously. They're bringing it to console now. They're actually
they've obviously called it something else.
Yeah.
I like iZombie, that's a TV show. Yes. It's got the word zombie in it,
It
and then
makes
something
me
else.
worried about the NX, whatever
I
that's
am
going to
not
be.
concerned about the NX because they've come out and said it's completely different from the Wii and the Wii U.
Yeah, but in what way?
Unfortunately, it is a handheld console that is also a TV console. But apparently they're technically two separate devices that come together. So whether they're going to charge you £500 for it is another thing.
If they charge me £500 but tell me you've got a Pokemon MMO, I will throw money at them right now.
They've already come out and said it's not.
Please, can you not say that?
Game
out
Freak
loud?
and Nintendo.
I get too excited when people mention Pokemon MMOs.
They've pretty much come
Because
out
it
and
means
said
my life is going to end.
they make enough money with the regular games that they're never going to do the MMO.
How much money would they make?
I don't get that.
But they never sell another Pokemon game.
I don't get the business decision there. We're making enough money. We could make a lot more, but we're doing okay.
Because it would be subscription model, I suppose.
Yeah.
But then again,
Have to pay.
everything these days is subscription model.
Yeah,
really.
it is.
That's where gaming's going, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you look
DLC,
at
subscription, microtransactions.
But every time EA brings anything out, it's you're going to get a DLC in a month's time anyway. And that's going to be another tenner. And then you look at like MMOs like World of Warcraft,
Well, yeah,
and you've got like
it's
$8.99 a
subscriptions.
month or whatever it is. Same with like was it WildStar, which has now gone free to
It
play.
is free now, yeah. You can still, there is still a paid model.
Yeah,
like
but that's
Star
another.
Wars
That's
and all
another.
that.
Yeah,
It's just another pay gate.
yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day actually, because I read an article that said that people who play games have more vivid dreams, but are also finding
I
that
saw
they're,
that as well.
they're in control of the dreams a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because when a normal person's brain sees a dream, the brain goes, "Oh, this is a dream. It's obviously not real." When a gamer's brain sees a dream, it goes
You
game.
can control it.
Game.
Yeah.
It goes game and switches on. And my first thought was, how is EA going to charge me for this? They're going to think,
You wake up,
Find a way.
you check your online bank, and it'll be like EA £10. Dreamweaver.
Yeah.
"That's what they do."
These free-to-play games, but you buy all the add-ons. In
Yeah.
5 years, you're going to be dreaming. You're going to get to open a door, and it's going to be you need to buy credits and take you to a PayPal screen.
Yeah. It's gonna be going that way. I feel.
Coming back to the
Brilliant.
kind of like family Christmas-esque sort of gaming model, one of my favourite memories was the Dance Dance Revolution. When it came to console and you had the little mat and I remember having it in the living room at Christmas and just
PlayStation.
dancing to real shit songs as well.
Do you know
It's
what?
like
Do you know
Spice Girls or
What's that word?
Spice Girls.
Word up was
Was that
on
my
it.
core?
No,
The original.
the original word up.
I know
Word
Corn
up.
did one.
Yeah, that's
Word
that
up.
one. But I can't remember who
Wow.
it. Cameo.
Because that was the one I
Yeah.
used to play all the time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Must
Was it
have
not the
been the
first
same
one on the
one.
list or something
Yeah, no,
like
it was
that?
like the first one.
Do you know?
Hero.
I have never ever been on a dance mat.
I have one.
I
have one, we're gonna go on that.
Well,
Yeah.
ladies and
Wow.
I've got one at my
There's a
parents'.
Let's Play.
Play number
And
2.
It runs on the
gentlemen, the
PlayStation.
Raptor Retro Room.
Never been on a dance
Runs
mat.
on the first PlayStation. I've got both of them on mine.
And I can't believe no one's mentioned Guitar Hero yet, have we?
No,
It was-
No.
I was going to
It
move
was
on to
mentioned.
Guitar Hero.
The whole
Guitar
rock
Hero
band
rock
experience.
band.
Yeah.
I think that dominated the group gaming experience when
Yeah.
it came out. So at no point did I ever go to a friend's house when they were going to play a co-op game and it wasn't Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Rock Band.
I think the only one I've actually played is Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Is that
Like at people's houses together.
Is that because our sort of friendship groups or sort of subculture puts us more towards rock-based music.
Musical.
Rather than,
To a
you can imagine
certain
like people who didn't like rock music, they wouldn't be into rock band or guitar hero, would they? Because
It's not.
they probably know what a guitar is, but in terms
DJ
of
hero.
in terms of enjoying
I won't
enjoying
turn
the
up and play
music
it.
you're playing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You buy it because you're just more interested.
Yeah.
In it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then
I
your
think
friends are as well.
The new Guitar Hero, it kind of feels less because we played that. We did a little
Yeah,
video.
it's
for that.
more
It feels
commercial,
less
isn't
like a party game.
Yeah, more
Um,
serious guitaring.
Is it really?
It's very
Serious.
very difficult. When you play on the harder modes, it feels like you're playing those songs because there's the 2 layers of.
Oh,
notes.
right, okay, I didn't know that.
I like the Guitar Hero TV is a bit more like party mode because it's literally like there's 2 TV channels. It'll tell you what's on. It'll be like for the next half an hour there's rock legends and indie classics.
Okay.
And you choose which channel, and you just play the songs that come up with everyone else in the world that's playing, and you can kind of compare your scores. And if you don't want to play it, you put the guitar down. It just shows you the music video in the background.
Okay.
So if you are having like a gathering or a party or something, you could
Just
have that in
on
the background.
in the background,
And then when the person picks up the guitar, if they're getting it wrong, it just gets a bit quieter. It doesn't make all those horrible sounds. That it does.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not what that note sounds like.
Yeah.
But it does. It feels less like a party game because they've tailored it to that single player experience. And
But then
whatnot.
you can turn the difficulty down, I guess, and you
But
could
then you
party
wait.
on amateur mode.
Okay, so there's one more game that I wanted to talk about because it's one that hopefully we're going to get to play at some point. And it's by a company called Jackbox Games, and they just used to make PC games before. But
Race games.
the Jackbox Party Pack, and it sounds like a mouthful. And
It sounds scary.
I was going to tell Paul about this beforehand, but basically it's not scary. It's family games. It's
Okay.
from 1 to 100 players at the same time. If you've got 100 people in the
Okay.
room, they can all play. It uses your mobile phone or a tablet or a smart device or whatever's got a touch
Whatever
screen.
we've got, yeah.
And all you do, they wanted to kind of get through any kind of walls. They wanted anyone just to be able to join in. So as long as you know the code
Yeah.
and you know the IP address and you're on that person's Wi-Fi, you can join in. So if you're there, you'll be sitting there. It'll say, "Go to this IP address." You type it in, and it'll say, "Put in this code."
So you have to be on their Wi-Fi though.
But you're going to be in the living room with them. That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Found one. So you're going to be next to each other anyway. And basically, it's a game. So I've got a list of some of the games on here. There's a game called Drawful, where you draw in pictures on your phone. It's either, so I don't know the details of the game too much, but it's either there's something on the screen that you've got to copy, or I
Yeah.
know there's one that's like an
Okay.
auction situation, so it'll give you a description. Everyone draws it on their phone.
That's pretty cool.
And then everyone has to bid on it to say which is the best drawing.
Yeah.
But you can bid on your own and try and drive up the bids and stuff, so that's where the part of the game
Kind of like
comes in.
Pictionary in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
kind of.
there's one where you're given a soundboard and there's something on the screen. You have to press the sound that you think describes what's on the screen. Then everyone, it's a bit like Cards Against Humanity, where you're voting on which is the best one.
Which one's the best? Yeah.
But I think that's kind of the ultimate party game, and that's something that we played something like at the after
Yeah,
party.
we
in
did.
EGX.
Yes. Yeah.
But they had a red side of the room and a blue side of the room, and you pressed which team you were on. And there was Pong, and it was like you had to take the paddle up or down, but depending on what the majority of the votes were, that's
Oh,
the way
that's
the
where it
paddle
went.
went. And there was one where it was like Codebreaker, which was a new one that they were trying.
This is where we had to like remember the sequence of
You just have
numbers.
to remember the numbers. Sometimes they're upside down, sometimes it was put them in backwards, and it
Yeah.
would flash on the screen, and then everyone has to put it in. And depending on which team you're on, it eliminates you, and it'll be down to like one person versus one
Oh
person.
my
something
god,
like
that's deep.
that. I think
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's a really good idea.
Yeah,
isn't
It's
it?
great. Yeah.
Cool.
Great fun at the after party when you.
Considering me and Aaron are standing there absolutely hammered, cheering people on, and everyone's sitting down.
Everyone
Sitting
sat
down on their
down.
phones like this, like,
That's
so me and
good,
Pal were
isn't
like, "Come on!" and like cheering
Oh
people on,
my god.
and being generally offensive to people
Yeah,
who weren't as
Good as us.
good.
Even though we got knocked out.
Pal was actually cheating on the Codebreaker game, and I'm revealing this to the world that he was taking a picture of the screen and
Oh, pal.
showing it to people on our team. Like,
That's so
the
lame.
Codebreaker."
Wow.
That's why you're a console gamer. You're not in the master race.
One more thing, I know that this is a long topic, but we haven't touched on board games, and I know that you mentioned
Yeah,
board games,
yeah.
the word. Because essentially that's where it all comes from, isn't it? Board games. So as a quick go around, if you do play board games at Christmas or you play games with people, what is your go-to game? This
You're
is
gonna
dead
ask
quick.
me
There's that much
board
happening.
game is now.
You ready?
Is that one?
You ready? Monopoly, Risk.
Oh,
I got two. Sorry, man.
alright. You like
I'm
board
going
games?
to
so
be
what's
for
one?
day. Yeah, my family, we play board games quite a bit. And every year, as soon as it starts coming towards Christmas, we start playing board games more again and again. The usual go-to is Monopoly is an obvious one. Risk I only recently purchased as the family because a lot of them hadn't played it before. Yeah. But that divides families, like relationships has been great in that game. I remember at university we played the Lord of the Rings one, and we thought that you move the ring along the map round after round, and the game goes too fast. Like nothing's developed, no rivalries have built, no alliances and these things. So what we decided was we'd put the Lord of the Rings on, all 3 films, one after another, and the game ends when the ring hits the lava.
Oh my
So
god.
the games would last around 10 hours. And we had games that went longer where we went, let's do it with the extended films. And
Oh my god.
they're like, I've lost friends playing Risk.
So students have quite a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah.
A lot. You don't sleep at university, like that's the thing. But yeah, no, Risky's a good go. We got loads of classic scenarios. Like Valley of the Dinosaurs. If anyone's played it,
No.
I'll bring it round. It's good.
What you got for me, pal?
There was a game that we used to play a lot as around Christmas time, and I can't remember what the game was called, but it was just a basic sort of quiz game where
Trivial Pursuit.
Was it Trivial Pursuit? It was it's a game where it's a bit like Pictionary and stuff where you
Articulate.
That's the one.
Oh.
Articulate.
That gives me bad feelings.
You're
That game.
that kind of family.
Yeah, where you can't say the word.
You can't say words involving the word.
Yeah, but they have to guess what it is, and that's one of the games I remember is always
It's a good game.
playing.
Lauren's really good at that game.
It makes me really nervous, and Sam loves it because
I
it
do
makes
the
me
same.
panic.
It's brilliant.
I get really panicky. Really panicky. I don't like the pressure.
There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's the only game I remember.
What about your board games?
Do you remember the board games that used to come with VHS tapes?
Yes.
Nightmare.
God.
Yeah.
And stuff like
Oh
that.
god, I had all of those.
They used to make me panic. Like, it's like getting to the end of the
And
game.
then you get uglier and uglier in the
Yeah, and I'm
background.
jumping people's turns because I'm not going to get there. Like he's going to
I completely forgot Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere. That's
Yeah.
what it was. I owned like.
We had
That's
it
not
loads of them.
traditionally a Christmas game. The Christmas
No.
game would be like Ludo or something like that.
Yeah.
I think I played it one time at Christmas Atmosphere, so I'll get away with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about yours, Lauren?
The Game of Life. Have you ever played it?
I Game of Life. Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
haven't.
I don't feel like I've played Game of Life.
No, I don't think you have.
I
I used to
don't
play it a
remember
lot as
Christmas,
a kid with my family. Brilliant. It's quite a quick game. It's so good.
You have to make some decisions about your life.
Yeah,
You're
you
not
don't.
allowed
You
to make
basically.
Oh,
This is an actual board game and not a reference.
No,
to,
this is
like,
this is
existing
definitely a board game.
video game.
The game
You'd have a little
called
car and you'd
Yeah.
you'd spin the wheel in the middle.
You don't get a car to start with, you have to get a car. Don't you? I'm pretty sure you have to own
No,
a
you-
car. and
you
you
start
put
the
extra
car.
family members in the car.
That's
as you
it.
go around and
You're not
stuff.
And then
bored
as-
with the car.
As you go around, like depending on what you land on, you can like land on. You've had twins, and then you get twins in the back of your car,
And
and
you get bills.
it's really cool. It's a really good game.
And sometimes you go to college, sometimes you just get a
I
part-time
think
job.
they've updated it since, but I have the original one that came out,
Yeah.
which is great. Actually, it's at Tara's.
I don't know what the game is, but I always like those games where the dice are in like the dome in the
Oh, yeah,
you
Yeah,
press
you
it.
pop them there.
You were there like pop, 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 pop.
Some people had like tactics to that. It was like the quick pop, or is it the
Yeah.
Bam.
pop and
The
hold?
deep- the
Pop and
deep
hold.
Hold.
It's the
Lift
deep-
off quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Does anyone have magic dice rolling techniques? Because I've seen a lot of people play board games and it sounds crazy, but everyone rolls dice differently. Everyone has a lucky dice roll.
See, my granddad always used to
Lucky
use a
dice
shaker.
like the leather shakers.
Yeah, my granddad used a leather shaker.
Right in with Yahtzee.
And he would always be like with his leather shaker.
I've seen you roll a d20, dude, and you never get higher than 5.
Yeah.
All you have to do, and this is without cheating, is put the DM screen in front, and I can guarantee everything you roll will be a 20. And you have to mitigate this. Because everyone will be dead within 3 rolls. You have to be very creative. Rolling dice just becomes for the sound and the motion, because it's all 20s.
Yeah. Oh, it's another critical.
What a
Oh,